I was scared of him like I was scared of no man, and not even my father. And that's weird. It was weird, but it affected me like that. He also outworked me. So, but I just, for me, I wasn't scared of Hunter. I could approach him. I was scared to approach Vince sometimes.
Well, let's shoot from the hip, ladies and gentlemen. So there it is. So
You're welcome.
how different was it working with Vince under working with Triple H for Brian? So with the Triple H becoming becoming over talent, ahead of talent, and resuming the position that he did, and so with all the changes going on in the WWE, Triple H assuming that position again. You worked under Vince. You worked on, as SmackDown lead writer, and you worked in NXT under Triple H. How can you compare and contrast the two?
Well, look, I think, to be quite honest, I think Hunter, and look, I call him Hunter. I'm sorry, he hates it, but everybody calls him Triple H. I think he learned how to be the boss from Vince. So I think it's going to be interesting to see, with Vince gone, what his leadership style morphs into a little bit. But what the difference for me was, he was my friend, but from the get-go, he drew the line like a good leader would draw the line. Hey, I said, hey, dude, if I ask you, could I come to you and ask you if I want more money, if I don't, blah, 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 I can come to you, right? And he said, yeah, as long as you don't mind me saying no. And so that was literally the first conversation we had when he was the boss and I was the employee. And it was very respectful and very to the point and drew the line. Like, I think it's how I responded to the two individuals differently. Vince terrifies me. He's a terrifying man.
Why is that?
Because his presence, he demands respect, like in a way without saying it. I don't know. I don't know, to tell you the truth. But I was scared of him like I was scared of no man, and not even my father. And that's weird. It was weird, but it affected me like that. He also outworked me. So, but I just, for me, I wasn't scared of Hunter. I could approach him. I was scared to approach Vince sometimes. And I don't know. Again, that was me. That's the difference in me working for the two of them. I don't know what the difference between the two will be until Hunter, I think, finds his footing and sees what that looks like for him personally and professionally,
Now, it's interesting that you said that, Brian, because you have generations in the business, and
I went
you're
to
a
war.
Hall of Famer. Yeah, and you're a Hall of Famer. You brought in a lot of money for the WWE, and even someone with your name was afraid to approach Vince McMahon in that way. Think about a Rhea Ripley or Bianca Belair or Nikki ASH or a Akira Tozawa. Is that type of feel across the board with those type of employees as far as approaching Vince for something?
I can't answer that because I ain't them. But look, I want to stress, I wasn't scared of him like I'm scared of the devil or the boogeyman or whatever. Sure. It was just man,
just an aura.
Just that aura, and it's an aura of power and so look, it wasn't like I didn't ask him and I didn't joke with him and we didn't have a decent relationship. It was just, man, it's Vince McMahon, and he carries himself like he's Vince McMahon. You know what I mean? And so it's intimidating, and he does things that he knows how to do that are power gestures and things that put you on your heels immediately. You know what I mean? Like, he knows the trick of arguing and the trick of negotiating, and he's been doing it forever.
Psychology,
man.
persuasion.
Yeah.
Brian, Vince, I'm interested in what you think about that as far as what I asked, Brian.
You know what's so funny about that, Brian? And you will understand exactly what I'm saying, and I've told this story a million times. The very first, now Brian and I, and Brian 10 times more than Vince Russo, But Brian, we work with a lot of celebrities. We work with a lot of big-time sports figures. I mean, a lot of people came through the halls in the WWE. You got high with Ben Stiller. You know, a lot happened. A lot happened.
Hey, Vince, you work with Iron Mike Tyson.
Iron Mike Tyson. Yeah, I mean, a lot. But I swear, Brian, and I can never put my finger on it. And I tell everybody this story, bro. The very first time I met him was during all the steroid allegations, and the WWE was Vince was putting on a steroid symposium, and you know, Meltzer and all those guys, nobody went because no matter what Vince says, he was full of crap. And I'm like, bull crap. I want to hear their side of the story.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
So I was able to get invited to the symposium, and I went. And Brian, I swear to God, I'll never forget. I was in a room, like my back was turned. The symposium starting in about 15 minutes. And bro, I'm telling you, I felt this presence enter the room, and I didn't see him. All of a sudden, like the atmosphere and the air and everything in the room changed. And I turned around and Vince had walked in. And Brian, I'm telling you, bro, with all the people I got to work with over the years, I never felt that, bro. No. And like you, I can't put my finger on it, but when you said there's this aura, it's weird, bro, but I never felt that with anybody else, bro.
No, me either. Me either. Not even my father. You know, maybe my drill instructor at Paris Island. But you know, that's a gift. That's a gift he's got.
It is,
guess who all those stars you talked about that came through. I also got high with Snoop Dogg right next to when Jesse the Body was the governor of Minnesota. Governor of Minnesota, he was there. He had Secret Service outside his door, and the pot was just billowing everywhere. And then I walked out of the room, and there was Stephanie McMahon, and there was smoke everywhere. And I said, Snoop Dogg smoking pot in there. I just threw him under the bus. But yeah, it's you know who all those stars want pictures with? Vince McMahon.
Absolutely,
you know what I mean?
Man, yes.
Like there's something there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't get it, man. I'm just not that guy. If Vince McMahon were to come in my, I don't know. I guess it's just me. I don't. As a therapist, I don't pop for people like that. I guess that's just me. If Vince McMahon were to come,
I like to think I don't either.
Yeah,
but and it's not a pop. It's not a like, hey, this guy's great.
Yeah,
it's like, oh God,
it's time to straighten up and just kind of about face type of thing.
Yeah, and you just go, sorry.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess I get it, man. I understand it.
I used to, like, a lot of times, Brian, like I used to see it all the time, and I'm sure you experience this a million times. Like I would be in the Titan Towers in the elevator with Vince. And then when the door opens and somebody has to come in and they see Vince is in, oh my, right? I mean, bro,
I will take the fire pole.
Chris, it's unbelievable.
Does he soak that in though, Vince? Like, does he soak that in?
I think he plays it up.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
And that's where I think, it's a blessing to have that type of presence. But it's a curse to take advantage of it, though.
Well, it's also a curse to have to maintain
I'm talking
that.
like Dr. Chris here. Like it becomes, feeding into that type of deal. And the more people who are terrified of him, the more it just feeds its ego. With that type of presence, and him walking into a room, it's like, man, look at all of this power I have. Just from my.
I do think, Brian. And this isn't a negative. I'm just telling you, being around the guy for as long as I was, I think he got off on people being in fear of him. Would you agree? With
that? I agree with that 100%. And like, I don't know, that may not be a good thing for human beings, but it's worked for him. But like I mentioned earlier, maintaining that. Yeah. Man, do you never have some downtime where you can just put your sweat shorts on and we watch?
It's hard to keep up with that, and a lot of times you don't really have personal connections with that type of presence too. You don't have
And I'll tell you what, when Brian, I actually used to go to his house and write. I don't know what the setup was. A lot of times it was just the two of us.
Yeah.
And Brian, it was during those times, very few. The one thing that would throw me off is like, bro, he literally would write in sweats and a tank top. and bro, the coughed hair. He just kind of rolled out of bed. And then, bro, occasionally he would lift up the butt and release some air. And it's like, but I got to tell you, when you saw those times, Chris, it was like, wait a minute, he's a regular guy.
He's a dude.
But he's a human.
But Brian, you know how few and far between that was.
Oh, yeah. Hey, only look, we never went to his house ever. Only a couple of times did we go to his hotel room overseas. We would go to his room early in the morning to kind of go over the show and prep. And he's not a morning person, and so it was just like, oh God, can we just not do this, sir? Can we? Let's show a replay.
It's like you can never imagine Vince McMahon as Clark Kent. You know what I mean? He's always, you know what I mean? It's like that's a perception that people have of him too. Did he, question real quick, did he have a WBF tank top on?
He actually, it was either that or Ico Pro.
It was
I was going to say,
Ico
Pro was my next one.
Yes.
What are the two?
Hey, go back and listen to him doing the, what was the WBF or whatever. Go back and listen to him doing the announcing on that show, on those shows, man. Yep. It's the worst best ever. It is.
Yeah, the WBF, man. That was very interesting.